Good evening. Welcome to Soundtracks with Birdman. Tonight, the third Dirty Harry movie with Clint Eastwood, of course. And as we all know, this is Boomer's favorite movie series ever in the history of film. Isn't that right, Boomer?
My third what?
This is your favorite film series of all time.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Might
yeah, I
be.
think so.
Might
I
be.
think it is.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to think about that, but yeah, this might be. This is I'm telling you though, could you imagine if they had done a Dirty Harry movie without Dirty Harry? Maybe it's his nephew who has to come in and fill in like
Slightly soiled Harry or
slightly soiled Harry. Yeah, his name is
yeah.
also Harry. I
Slightly
don't know.
soiled Sam. I think I'm Sam. Slightly soiled Sam.
Slightly soiled Sam.
That's better. That's better. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Sam, go ahead.
joining us tonight is Big Al Presents. How are you, my friend?
I am doing well. Thank you very much for having me.
And if I understand correctly from before we started the show, you've not seen this film yet, have you?
No, I have not. I have been enjoying these for the first time as you have shown them, and I've been enjoying them very much.
Okay.
I do like the Enforcer, but I will get into where I may rank it in the Dirty Harry pantheon.
Do you think it's the weakest of the five?
People would argue with me. I still argue Sudden Impact's the weakest. Not being even. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it feels the least like a Dirty Harry movie out of the five. I would probably rank this as number 4. I'll say what I think saves this movie from being just average. It does get pushed above average. It's a good movie. Okay,
But I mean, is an average Dirty Harry movie a bad movie in of itself?
What?
I mean,
well, I think if it's getting phoned in, it's is it a bad movie? It would be an average movie. It'd be forgettable.
okay.
But this movie is not forgettable for one key
Well,
ingredient, and I'll say what it is. Okay,
I
when we
Rocket
get into
launchers?
it.
I would say
There are those, yes, but okay.
I would say if it's your favorite, you might say that even an average Dirty Harry movie is better than most other movies.
I'm not one of these people that does this sort
Okay.
of thing. I'm not going to say if it was Dirty Harry eating a hot dog for 2 hours. I'm not going to say it's still better than your average movie. I'm not one of those types of people.
Would
I'm not
Dirty,
not what we would call a fanboy.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I'm just
Dirty
saying.
Harry eating a hot dog for 1 hour and 38
No,
minutes.
it's not. And then he shoots
Okay,
somebody.
is
That's not
that-
a movie. Okay, that's not a
and
movie.
he shoots a couple people. Is that better than a J.J. Abrams film?
I like 10 Cloverfield Lane, though. Apparently, he did
Yeah,
not direct that movie, but he did produce it, and that was pretty good. Not
I like
everything
that.
Abrams has been involved in is bad. Just usually what he directs is bad. I'm sorry, but I watched Felicity back in the day. I kind of liked it. Remember
You
Felicity?
You watched that show for the girl. That's the only reason why you watched that show for
I watched that. Here's what I found fascinating about Felicity.
the girl.
Yeah, the girl. She was a stalker. She was like a female stalker. She liked this guy in high school, Ben. I think his name was Ben, played by Scott Speedman. He then decides he's going to go to a university in New York, not New York University because they're going to get the rights. He goes to university and she follows him there. And I realized during the show that he's actually an okay guy. He's a normal guy, and she's just stalking him and doesn't understand why he doesn't want to be with her. And then there's Noel, who's I guess the nerdier guy, but still, presentable, and but she doesn't. She's torn between the two of them, and it's like she's kind of messing with these two guys, and I'm thinking there's nothing wrong with either of these guys. And then I thought Ben, he's just an average guy. He's struggling a bit in college, but he's a good guy, and he gets through it. And just I don't know. It just I felt she was kind of the problem on that show,
And
and then she cut her hair.
We are rewatching a Dirty Harry movie tonight and talking about the TV show Felicity from the 1990s.
Yeah, well,
So-
you're the one that brought it up.
No. I brought up J.J. Abrams, and you, my friend, went straight to
Okay,
Felicity.
Mission Impossible 3 is pretty good. Abrams directed that.
It's okay.
It's all right. It's you liked it better than 2 because you
the
hate
second
2.
one. Yeah.
We're getting to 2 one day. You're not
No,
avoiding
we're
that
not.
one. It's
No, we're not.
happening.
Now,
come on.
I do have a question though. Who did Felicity pick between the two guys?
I don't remember.
Uh,
I don't remember because I didn't get. I did. I think I. This is. I have a bad habit with Abrams series. This and Alias. Like the last 3 episodes I missed of like the last episode of Alias I missed, and I kept saying I'm going to get back to it. This was before the days of DVD where you had instant access to the DVD or streaming. So I missed the finale of Alias because the tape recording got screwed up, and I meant to go back and watch it. I never did. And Felicity, I think I missed the last couple episodes of that too. That's how it was back in the days of the VCR. You would set up your timer to record, but sometimes it was not always going to work. Even when you knew what you were doing, and I did, but it didn't always work. Sometimes there would be a power outage. Sometimes your tape would screw up, and it would get, you record on SLP one too many times, and the tape that don't want to record anymore. It's saying no, this is going to be a crappy copy. You're not going to be able to watch because you tried recording on this tape 100 times. So. Thank goodness for the DVR, but thank goodness even further for the streaming services that we have now, which will allow us to watch shows at our convenience. Not against streaming. I just don't want it to replace physical media. Anyway, I ranted enough. Ooh, okay. So where are you starting at, Birdman, on this? You starting at the 0 mark, or are you a couple seconds in?
I'm at I got a row of zeros.
Okay, so I will also do row of zeros. Al, you got to go to the 0 mark.
I'm at 0.
Okay,
I
all right.
got the old Warner Brothers logo that's trying to pop up.
Okay. Where's the chat tonight? I'm telling you. Okay.
I don't know.
All right, we got to wait and see. I'm going to say, I think maybe I will say one of my primary concerns with this movie is the title, The Enforcer. Not a bad title in and of itself. I'm not saying it's a bad title, but it's coming right after Magnum Force. You got Force in both titles. What's up with that, huh? Maybe call this one Sudden Impact. Call the next one The Enforcer. So at least The Enforcer isn't coming right on the heels of Magnum Force. Anyway, that's all.
Boomer, I'm just curious. Do you get stink bugs in Florida?
What are they?
Well, you probably don't get them. If you don't
Probably, we probably get every bug. I'm sure they're around here.
They're these. They look kind of like little brown tanks, and they got like really big antennas, and they come in when it starts to get cold, and they just like hang out on like window sills and your curtains, and
I don't think so.
And they crawl up on the ceilings, and then they end up dying. And it's always sad.
We have love bugs down here. That's our big thing.
Yeah,
love bugs. Love bugs. It's like 2 bugs attached together, like they're doing something. Okay, yes.
Fornicating bugs.
We think, but I don't know if that's the case or if it's just some genetic mutation. I don't know.
Well,
anyway,
all right.
They're horrible. They come out in the spring and they get all covered. They cover your grate all over. You got to spray it off, and they stick, and you can't get loose. I heard a rumor they were developed to kill mosquitoes, and then they got loose from a lab. But this could just be an urban legend. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Well, on that note, let's press play, everybody.
You want to do 3, 2, 1?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Play.
Got the old-fashioned Warner Brothers logo. You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
Red into the white, now surrounded with black.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, hey, it's the 70s. You're not getting the fancy logo now. You're getting
Now
this utilitarian thing.
Hello.
Where are you headed, little lady? She reminds me of Jodie Foster for some reason. Like I don't know. All right.
And I think the moral of the story is that if a hot girl ever wants to like hitchhike with you, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah, but then you'll be wondering what if, she could have been the one,
Yeah, yeah, she's gonna lure
you could have been her hero. You could have been her hero.
Is it a Dear Penthouse Forum thing, or is it something?
She's got a couple bottles of ice cold beer up there. She dropped them off at her house because her car broke down.
I reckon the guy that's walking off, I kind of know. I've seen him in other things.
He probably been in a ton of 70s stuff, 70 movies, TV shows. Sometimes these actors just popped all over the place back in the 70s. And it's funny, if you watch like English pop movies from this era, you get to see a lot of European actors that would show up all over the place too. So, like you'd had your American actors on the American stuff, and then European actors that showed up all over the place too. But here we go. I guess they're truck drivers, right? Or something, or maintenance guys. Yeah.
Gas company.
Gas company, thank you. Western Gas Electric Company business.
I do like those trucks, those vans. I think it'd be cool to have one and kind of trick it out, into
You could turn it into a hot dog, a traveling hot dog stand.
Oh yeah, that would make
Or
great
perhaps
food
like
truck.
a little camper thing.
A little camper, yeah, that would work.
Get a little elevator on the back.
Got to tell you, if you're into the RV scene, that's what Race with the Devil's all about. Owning your own very own RV and the shenanigans that can ensue. Here we go, though. We got okay. That's a nice little wood cabin. What is that? Like, I don't know.
I would call it a murder convenience store.
No.
Is he just going to have a cigarette, let them do their thing?
Those things will kill you.
It's
I think
hard
he
for
said
me to
he'd be-
picture places in California looking this nice.
Uh-oh. Kind of ominous little music there.
Yeah, you think this is a bad guy, Big Al, or you think this is a good guy?
He's wearing black, he's got a big gun, and the ominous music is playing. He does not look like... Yeah, he's evil. You can tell by them eyes. Look at them eyes.
It's probably like about Dirty Harry movies. There's this is just bad. You can tell who the bad guys are.
And he's got the brass nut knife.
That's a nasty knife. I think that's a World War I era knife. I think that's what they said. Oh,
Ooh, right in the kidneys.
I think he's getting off on it too.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Look at his face. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is so awesome."
He's bringing out a beer for his friend. Look at this.
Ooh, that was a cool effect.
He's not a very good person.
No, I like the glass bursting as he's hit, and then you see also the gunshots.
The Enforcer.
Harry Gardino.
Yeah, we could talk. Yeah, yeah, there's a John Crawford. I'm like, he's related to Joan Crawford. Really? I don't know. Okay, he shows up in the credits. All right, so here we have
John Mitchum is
Yeah.
Robert Mitchum's brother.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I think everybody, it's like always like the brother or the sister of some. See, there's John Crawford. I'm telling you, he's probably related to Joan Crawford. Tyne Daly, Tim Daly's mother.
Yep.
Remember Wings?
Yep. She was married to the black guy on Mod Squad,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think, if I remember correctly.
What do we think of this score?
It's jazzy. It's
Yeah, it's got some good jazz to it.
not
Okay.
really my speed.
Not your
Nice
speed.
little-
I got
some
you.
nice-
But
some
it
nice
was-
sax.
Jerry Fielding this time around, not Lalo Schifrin.
Yes, he was busy doing something else. I don't know what it was, though. Was it Enter the Dragon? He couldn't do this project for some reason. I should have looked that up. But we got, what is it, Jerry Fielding doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to talk about the score. I don't hate it. And now I know Birdman, Daniel, you probably come from the camp where a soundtrack can be enjoyed on its own without even the movie, right?
Yeah, that's how most of them are for me. Yeah.
See, I tend to link soundtracks to the movie a lot. And I'm not saying the music is bad. But when I first heard it, I'm like, this don't feel right. That's what my first reaction was. It's not terrible. And I'll say the one track that gets a lot of criticism, which is Rooftop Chase. I actually do like that track. I think it is lighthearted. I think it's okay to have a lighthearted track once in a blue moon in a Dirty Harry movie. I think that's all right. I don't know. I mean, obviously, Jerry Fielding, he's done a lot of work. He did Outlaw Josie Wales, did the score to that. We like Outlaw Josie Wales, maybe.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Okay,
you never saw Outlaw Josie Wales?
it's okay. We all movies we haven't seen.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah, true.
Okay,
That's a big. That's a.
It's a good Eastwood movie. Yeah.
See, I don't really understand the purpose of this scene in the movie.
This is another reason why I think this ain't a perfect Dirty Harry movie. This is a scene. This is dirty. This is like a day. I don't want to see a typical Callahan day on the job. I guess this is what it is. So what's he doing? He has to, this guy's having a heart attack. What are you doing? You're just lifting him up by his necktie. What are you doing? You're so mean. He needs a doctor. Oh no, he's just scamming for a free meal. What are you squawking about? You got the free meal? Yeah, but I always enjoy the ride in the ambulance. Oh, son of a... Get out of here. Okay, that's his friend. We saw him in the first movie, remember?
Fatso.
He just called him Fatso. Yeah, Fatso, take a walk. Remember when he was going after Scorpio? 9 shirts, no Vienna tonight. I'll be home for supper. Okay.
I kind of don't really understand this scene all that much either. It's
what scene?
I
don't mind
it. Bing bang scene coming up.
You don't like it? I think
I didn't say I didn't like it. It's just like you
don't understand
the one
point.
scene, and then you got the other scene, and they don't really seem connected. It's like you said, it's like a day in the life of Dirty Harry.
But they have these types of scenes in all the Dirty Harry movies. You had the first one with them eating the hot dog, and then there's the bank robber, and he says, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" There's that. Then there's the guy wanting to jump off the building, or remember, and he has to go up on the ladder. That's also in a Dirty Harry movie.
Okay.
With the ladder, you probably forgot about it because you were so focused on the intensity of Scorpio. And I think the adversaries in this aren't quite up to par with what we saw in the last two.
They're hardly in this movie. You kind of forget about.
Maybe that's what it is. Now, but this scene, this is a typical Dirty Harry scene. This is him showing up.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I just kind of think it's you could have cut these two scenes out of the movie.
Yeah, well, you could have cut out the scenes. Well, I don't know about the one because it shows him about.
And I didn't really get the thing with the big blow up doll and paying.
We'll get there later.
What was it, like $75 for an afternoon with a blow up doll? I'm like, what?
Well, listen to me. I understand.
Blow up doll for $75, and then you don't have to.
We'll get to that scene first.
I mean, Al, am I right here? Am I right? Back me up here, my friend.
You haven't seen it yet, man.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's an intense scene. I don't know. You may have to cover.
I don't think it was intense. It was. I was kind of like,
okay,
like,
but this.
I mean, has that doll been clean since the last person used it? I mean.
Okay, I will say this. This scene does feel disconnected in ways that maybe scenes in other Dirty Harry movies weren't. Like, for instance, you have him. Is he on robbery or something in the second movie, and he has to go help out with the stakeout at the drugstore? And his partner's there with the cashier. So it sort of ties into a meeting up with the young cops who we learn are later on, or the Magnum Force, the guys going around town. But, I don't know. This is just here, this is what the folks want to see in the audience. They want to see Dirty Harry taking care of business. Okay. Look, the guy spits on him, and he's like, he's giving his demands, what they want. They're patting him down. He's clean. All right, so here's the story. They're probably calling him a pig, the usual bit. Yeah, we want all the pigs out of here. I guess they held up a liquor store, but the cops showed up before they finished the robbery, so they took hostages. I'm assuming
the store in the middle part of the day, though. That's just kind of stupid.
I don't know.
Well, it's.
And who keeps their finger on the trigger like that? That's really stupid.
Maybe they know the money's here in there. I'm not saying these guys are the smartest smartest robbers. I'm just saying, it's not like you're not dealing with the mafia here. These are just some regular criminal types. All right, so he's going to go out. Now, this is why we watch a Dirty Harry movie. Now, he's going to go out. They want a car and they want a police radio. They were saying, "Give me a car and a police radio." Blah blah blah. So, what do they want? They want a car.
I would give him a car.
What are you going to do? Give him one. Ah! This is why we watch a Dirty Harry movie.
That sounded ominous.
Boom. Boom. He's like, he's not even connected it yet. He's figured it out. Through the window. Boom. Boom.
Ooh. Ow. That hit him in the balls through the butt.
It hit him somewhere in that area, yes. That's a bad way to go if you get hit there. Oh, because you will die from that wound too, and that's not a pretty picture.
You're gonna die getting shot almost anywhere with a 44 Magnum.
Yeah. What makes a man crazy enough to join the cops? If you find out, let me know. I'm sorry. Come on. I mean, yes, it's not up to par of what we saw in the first two, but it's still a good little Dirty Harry scene. Oh, here we go. His boss. We don't want any more of your cowboy theatrics. Look at what the city is being sued for. Oh, shut up. It's funny. This guy shows up later in Sudden Impact. He's the same boss. I'm like, are you kidding me? This guy still has his job. You'll find out over the course of this movie. I like this. Mm-hmm.
So Sudden Impact's the next one, right?
Sudden Impact's the next one, yeah.
That's the one with the crazy girl killing people?
I'm not going to say. It's a spoiler.
Okay,
I guess you kind of figure it out. But anyway, before the movie's over, but still. You told me high priority to run these hoods out. And he said, I never said to use violence. Should I yell trick or treat? It's just, I'm sorry. He's funny.
It's easy to sit at a desk and say, do this, but it's like, how,
this is probably
dirty,
Yeah. This is probably why at this point they needed to take a break from the Dirty Harry movies, because they were worried that there might be some sameness going on. I mean, this is.
Hi, Retro Reels.
How are you, Retro? Good to see you tonight. Hope you're not working too hard.
Oh, to personnel. That's when he says, I come from personnel. He doesn't even say anything. How does Harry Callahan keep his job? Because he gets results. Oh, I love this. It's like an interview. I'm the Robert.
It's like the Kobayashi Maru Star Trek 2.
Basically, yeah. It's. They should do that like a live reenactment or something where like it's like a candid camera thing and like the guy guns. You got 10 seconds to make up your mind. What are you gonna do? 3, 4. You're under arrest. Bang, you're dead.
Ooh, she's giving him a look.
Yes, well, we had Dirty Harry going up against, Scorpio in the first one, the vigilante cops in the second, and now he meets his greatest adversary, second wave feminism. But I like how the movie handles it. There's a little lesson in this movie for both sides of the issue, I think, and you'll find out as we go along. All right.
Yeah, I think she starts off kind of green, but I think she.
Well, we haven't met her yet. Al hasn't met her yet, though. It's not her, the woman in the pink.
Well, I figure it's going to be Tyne Daly, you know.
Hunter intends to broaden the area of participation for women in the police force. Winnowing the Neanderthals out of the department. Who are they talking about? Oh, there's a place for you in a modern police force, Callahan. Okay. There we go. There's Tyne Daly.
A very young, svelte Tyne Daly.
Yeah, no, I like her in this. Yeah.
Is she still with us?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
Let me see here. Yes, she is.
Okay. Personnel and records. Okay, yes, sir. Look. Have you got any questions for the applicant? Okay. How fast do you run the 100? There we go. Make it Spectre that you might be out riding in a police car. Okay. Most important felony arrest. Wait for it. I've never made a felony arrest. Well, tell us about your best misdemeanor arrest then. I've never made a misdemeanor arrest. Here we go. Here comes the fighting.
Yep.
Women's place is in the home, is it, Mr. Callahan? It's just. She fails out there. She gets her ass blown off. I love her answer there. It's my ass, and then and my hard luck. Like that's the professional side.
I think she does show some spunk here, though.
She does. She does. I mean, I'll explain to you what's gone wrong here as we get into the film. She's green, but she obviously has she is obviously capable of being a fine police inspector when she gets proper training. I think that's what we're going with. But she hasn't been given the proper training yet because they just want someone to show up and, hey, look, lady police officer, aren't we a nice current year police force? That sort of thing, you know. It's she smiled.
See, spunky.
Oh, I like how she can quote the law. That's impressive. She has the entire books memorized. To be fair, I don't think the last guy was too good either.
I like her more than him.
And they were the only two candidates practically all day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to say.
Well, the guy was like, and at least she has some fire and some spunk. But you're right. She's green. She has no experience. And that matters to someone like Callahan, who's, faced a bullet a few times.
There's some reviews of this score up, though. It's on Cinema Retro, a wonderful magazine you can purchase. They're almost like books, actually. I've been meaning to get some of these myself, but the great thing about Cinema Retro is it's focused on movies of the 60s and 70s. So that's the main cult of the magazine. But the reviewer in this article says, let me see, what's his name? That's probably at the bottom of the page. Okay. He's always believed that Eastwood originally intended to end the series with the Enforcer long before the franchise became a bartering tool between him and Warner Brothers. Callahan appears to be a defeated man, not in terms of his job, but perhaps on a far deeper, more poignant level. This is an evident Fielding score via some rather moving pieces. Code Blue in particular. Oh, wait, can't talk about that yet. Okay. Okay. So you like the? I do own the scoreboard, man. I did pick it up. They've released all the Dirty Harry scores on CD.
I just got the Terminator on LP today.
Really? Okay.
I have that on LP.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I still have to pick up
Well,
Sudden
I
Impact.
was all about Terminator when it came out. I kept looking to try to find the novelization for it, but the novelization took a year before it actually got released.
For the Terminator.
Right, the original Terminator.
What were they doing?
They just took their time putting it out.
They didn't think it was going to be a hit.
Kill the old man. Come on. That guy would have been dead of natural causes within the next year anyway.
Listen to me. It's about sending a message.
That's right.
That, and I just like to kill people. That's probably what that guy's saying.
I do feel like the bad guy in this film's kind of underdeveloped.
Here's my impression. They did see, you find out later he's a Vietnam vet. He probably, I have a suspicion he ends up hating the United States. And this is obviously inspired by certain movements of the 60s, this little group here. I might say communist leanings, maybe.
Well, let's try to use some more buzzwords that YouTube doesn't like tonight.
Oh, my goodness. That's a buzzword they don't like?
I don't know. I haven't gotten a new channel sub in like 2 weeks, so I think some things were said on the stream that YouTube has frowned upon.
What?
Yeah.
What did we talk about last time? Eight-legged freaks?
I think it was before that.
Okay.
But let's not dwell on that, shall we? Let's move along.
All right.
I will say it seems incredibly easy just to get some rocket launchers.
Yeah. Wanted to say they reminded me of another group, but I wasn't going to mention them by name. I'm telling you, man, soon you won't be able to say celery on YouTube. That's not a code word for anything, just if anybody's asking. Okay.
Not Frank.
And what year did this come out, Boomer? Was it 78?
Let me find out. I don't think it was 78. I want to say 76, but let me see.
76.
Yeah.
Wow, Star Wars was still a year away.
Yeah, Star Wars had come out. People were like, I don't want to see a Dirty Harry movie when I can look at lightsabers. That's probably what they were worried about, right? That's why we didn't see another one until the 80s, huh?
Dirty Harry with a lightsaber.
What?
I
don't want to know.
I really want to say. Oh, Frank.
I'll say this for these movies. I don't tend to like the posters. I think they're kind of just not there. Oh, no.
I think some of the one sheets are pretty interesting for the time period.
Look at this. Drop that gun.
Those little knife dudes coming up behind you.
Oh.
Man, that's
Uh-huh.
Ah. That is one messed up dude.
yeah, but they don't really do much with him in this film, unfortunately.
Let's see. He looks familiar, but I don't know. I think he looks like somebody else that I was thinking of. Yeah, I haven't. Not much of a resume there for this guy. Come on, Frank. You can't die, man.
All right. Here's his the other guy. Oh, police.
Oh.
He might not survive that.
Oh,
That is. Check the pinky ring on that guy.
So I'm trying to think though. So what did you watch this the other night, Birdman? Yeah.
yeah.
Let it sink in. All right.
I felt kind of bad. They're not partners anymore, but he still has to go into the great police station in the sky.
He's not dead yet.
He dies? He doesn't
Damn
survive?
it. Just keep watching, all right?
Well, they never really say that he
Oh,
died.
please. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, he could have gone into like cardiac arrest, and they could have like brought him back off screen, and maybe. I'm glad hospitals look nicer than this nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So, Al, would you say you're a big Clint Eastwood fan?
I don't know if I would qualify as a big fan, but I am a fan. I I generally, if I see his name, I like, am, my interest gets piqued in a project. But like Outlaw Josie Wales, Pale Rider, Heartbreak Ridge, those are so just great films. Every Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can. I remember seeing those in the theater.
Look at this. Listen. Get Irene. Off to the Wreckers. Not yet. That was McKay. That's not good.
No.
So what do you think, Al? Did that shock you?
Okay, they called a code blue. He can still live. He can still live.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a flatline sound. That was
Yeah.
that's what said in the subtitles.
Oh well.
I like what his wife said. It really is a war out there. I never understood it until now.
I like that little one pencil holder he's got.
Yeah, well,
He's
you
got
know,
a couple of them.
they didn't really have computers back then. You needed pen and pencil and paper. Okay, I mean, this is
I've got a little coffee cup with pens and pencils in it on my little table in my living room. I still got little notepads and everything like that I use.
Mhm. So here's a review from the AV forums by Chris McGeaney. He starts out the Enforcer soundtrack. This is the one Dirty Harry score that's doing its own thing. Sends the prime mover and shaker of Funkmeister Lalo Schifrin. Eastwood turned to one of his favorite composers for the third installment of Inspector Callahan's chaotic career, the estimable perfectionist Jerry Fielding. Heavily intoned with jazz flavorings, Eastwood's preferred side of musical sound, Fielding, who was best known for his work with Sam Peckinpah and then Michael Winter with The Wild Bunch and Straw Dogs, and Chateau's Land and the Nightcomers, providing a scintillating proof that he could master both intense action as well as resounding classical ends of the spectrum, found the dive into urban gunplay pleasant and diverting process. The relationship we developed with Eastwood also progressed into scoring The Outlaw Josie Wells' Escape from Alcatraz and The Gauntlet for the actor-director.
They had a decent relationship, you know?
Yes, I like this. He's like, you're back on Homicide. You know, yeah. I wrote.
A new partner.
He's got a new partner. My partner. Look, question mark.
What do I think I know this partner is?
Look at his face. He's just. He's just not happy. I miss his old jacket. I don't know if I like this jacket he's got on in this one. This is kind of lazy. I like the pad. I like the padded arms. You know, the patches on the arms. So it's all right. It's not. Maybe it's summertime. I don't know. Marvelous. So, do you want one of these things, Daniel? Huh?
Doesn't everybody?
What?
Doesn't everybody?
Okay, I'm just saying. For quail hunting, right?
I have squirrels in the backyard.
Okay, I see. They were getting into your bird feeder, huh? So you had to.
And speaking about squirrels.
Okay, now he said it's a one-shot disposable weapon.
Yes.
Yeah. Really? You can't reload that sucker?
No.
Man, that's a waste.
Well,
I think you can maybe reload them. You just can't really reload them on the go.
You can't reload them on the fly.
Oh, okay.
I think the idea is you're in the battlefield and things are getting pretty intense, and you just got to launch one thing and then drop it.
She's going to get her head blown off.
See, he pulls her right away. Look at her face. It's like.
Yeah, but anyways, yesterday Elizabeth caught a rat like yay big in the yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's Elizabeth doing?
She's fine. I mean, the rat didn't survive, but
okay.
It was like out in the middle part of the yard. She caught it.
Yeah, that's not. Does not wait. He does not wait for her to get all the way in, does he?
He's definitely not very friendly towards her.
No. He's definitely, I don't. Can the term misogynistic be used a little bit?
He's just, he's. It was nothing personal. Uh, yeah. Smith was in the last movie. Remember the mailbox rigged for the explosive?
That's right.
Yes.
They do have some very interesting shots coming up here. I think Boomer knows which ones I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
with the shadow on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Also, they kind of show but don't show.
Yeah.
Was that the guy that got run over? All right.
Ooh. Yeah,
Why are
I
they
see
go?
what you mean.
Why are they going into the head?
I don't know. Yeah, check that out, Big Al.
Ooh.
We could always watch Reanimator sometime. You get to see that up close instead of just on shadow on the wall.
That's true. I've only seen that on TV, so I hear they edit out some bits and pieces.
Yeah, probably a bit, including a couple of bits from Barbara Crampton. I'm sorry. Wait, I didn't say that out loud. Okay.
Yeah, well, Barbara Crampton's bits are really worth a watch.
Okay. Subject. Oh, look at that. Those guys are kind of jerks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't really get that joke, but
I think because the brain and the blood, it looks like pasta or something or ziti. I don't know. Just don't go there.
Huh. Whoa.
Something fouls afoot. It does kind of meander a bit, this movie, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
it's not bad. It's
no,
enjoyable.
I don't think it's a bad movie, but
I just don't come to it as often as the first two. But I'll tell you who I do think makes this movie worthwhile, and it is Tyne Daly. I think she holds her own with Clint Eastwood here, and in fact, she's my favorite of his partners. Actually, I think she's the most interesting. Yeah,
I like the character that they got going.
The
I like the fact
rapport.
that she's kind of green, but she gets better as the film goes on, and they start to like each other, and he starts to respect her. I like that.
Her heart's in the right place. That's what I like about this.
She doesn't take that bogus commendation from the mayor. I like that.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I feel like they kind of forget the bad guys for like 2/3 of the film, but
short guy about 5'1". No, this guy was 6 foot. See, notice how he threw out a false detail to see if he'd contradict it, right?
Yeah,
and he did.
Ooh. I miss
misogyny.
the 70s. I miss the 70s.
What was he about to say? The men are talking here.
Yeah, men are talking here, sweetheart.
Oh man, why didn't you tell me? It's like he's like I was trying to say something. It's like, I'm your. This is something that I don't quite understand. All right, they're plainclothes police officers. Why not just tail them naturally? Just walk like you're having a natural walk. Instead, they're going running. He sees them running. What's he gonna do? He's gonna run. He's gonna be like they're cops. It's like, look, he knows.
I thought the chase went on for a little too long.
I don't mind it. I'm all right with it. This is
It's no rooftop chase from In the Line of Fire.
That's a good movie. We should do that one.
That's a good rooftop chase.
That's a good Eastwood movie. Period. That's a really good one.
And smart of her to grab the briefcase, or it'll blow up in her hand. I don't know.
So you like this music, Boomer, for the chase?
Here's what I say. Okay. I like it. I like this. I like this track. I'm sorry. It's jazzy. It's exuberant. It's funny because I was reviewing the score for this movie. I picked up the score. I knew we'd be getting to it someday, so I finally got around to listening to it like earlier this week. And this track I like. It goes on for a full like 5 minutes. It's upbeat, and I don't mind it being upbeat. I don't mind seeing maybe a little bit of the lighter side of Dirty Harry. Okay, you get enough negative stuff in this, even in this movie and in the other movies. It's nice to have a fun little scene of just the chase. I hope she's wearing. Okay, she's not wearing heels at least. Okay,
and she's got a piece of evidence, and she's hitting it against a wall.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Like, what's in the bag, right? It's like, come on, don't you like a good rooftop chase, Birdman?
Yeah, I just feel like it kind of drags on a little bit longer than what.
Well, it had to match the score.
I like that architecture there with the little rounded.
Oh, I'm sure there's some beautiful buildings in San Francisco. I'm not doubting that. It's all built on hills. It's nuts. You know?
Yeah, one good earthquake.
Well, look at this. Trying to get through that door.
Oh, someone just lost their TV reception. Find your gun. That was a cool shot. Them leaping across like that.
Look at this.
Say, talking about the score, this definitely is 70s.
Yeah, but it's a 70s movie, so it's okay.
Yeah, and but it's so of its time. You're right.
Yeah, it's a
But
very
it's
oh, look at that! I love what he falls into.
I hate it when I fall through a skylight into a porn movie production. It's just, it was kind of fun the first few times it happened, but after that, it's just like, this is just like getting old.
It'd be funny if they left that in the movie.
You mean the porn movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, might as well.
That must have been quite a heavy duty scene. There's a lot of people there were naked.
Yeah, well, you know,
I don't know what you call a Friday night party, Al, but Alabama.
You know, if you ever want to review a movie with a good soundtrack as opposed to maybe necessarily the score, Boogie Nights, that might be a good one to cover someday.
That's an awesome film, though.
It is, yeah.
Great performance.
Heather Graham and Julianne Moore.
Some nice looking ladies in that doing some not so nice things, but yeah. Here we go. We got look at this. He can run fast. I'll give him that. That guy, he missed his calling. He should have been. Should have run for the Olympics.
Right up though.
Well, yeah, but no, this guy, he's just fast. I love this. I love the priest. Lying too much. You see some credentials, officer.
Mhm.
Somebody, I bet Callahan hasn't been in a church for a little while. I'm just guessing. I think you're a disgrace to the city. Oh, and the piece de resistance. Hit the deck and she has the gun cocked, and it's like, this is so bad. Look at him. Marvelous.
What do you say?
You know what? Didn't you have a first day on the job, Harry Callahan? He probably showed up knowing what he was doing right away, right? All right, let's see if I can get to where they talk about rooftop scene, huh? Next up comes the longest track on the album, and sadly, for me at any rate, also the worst. This is the notorious Rooftop Chase. Now, if you like jazz, then I can assure you that you will love this. Hailed as a masterpiece of multi-stranded set-piece compositions, upbeat, energetic, and percussion charged at first, then a sly, more measured slow down, shut your eyes and lose yourself in that hidden beat as you catch your breath type of sequence for the final stretch. This recalls Pink Panther-esque Harry Mancini and Tom and Jerry all at once. Folks, whilst many cite this as the score standout cue, I have to say that I hate it. Whilst it does fit in with the album at large, it totally ruins the sequence in the movie, and hearing it here just makes me cringe. Yikes. And this is from, I told you, this was from AV Form's Chris McEnany.
I don't know if I would use the word cringe, but I think it made the scene feel more like a.
Well, here's what I have
to feel dramatic to me. Like, I got to catch this guy because he just blew up a building. It's just kind of like, oh, let me go chase this guy down. I'm running after him. Yeah, okay, here we go. You know.
This brings up a point. Could this movie be worse tonally or whatever because of the score? What do you think?
I don't think so. I just have like some issues with it. I feel like the bad guys get dropped for like 2/3 of the film, and
perhaps
if that guy had been like developed more like Hans Gruber developed, I'm like, he could have been like,
right.
You know. I mean, like stabbing people with a ginormous sized knife. I mean, that's pretty hardcore. And I like the dynamic with his partner. I think there was something good here. I just don't think it got developed as well as it should have.
I love this scene. They walk into this barbershop and they're not too welcome. I like this. You say we're not welcome here. Now you're about as welcome as a turd in a swimming pool. I love the comebacks. These guys are good. I'm sorry.
And look, it's that same guy from the other two movies.
They had a habit of casting him in different roles in each movie, and it's interesting.
Yeah, he was the pimp that was killed in the last one.
Just you. Oh, look.
I'm not sure if there's like they would make the same scene today with the same words, but
here's the deal, though. I think it's treating. I mean, these are some black characters here. I think it's actually treating them with respect. Actually, I'll say that for that scene. It is the time. I mean, this is
true.
I gotta watch the words I use, but frankly, I will say this: he does make a point. They are about nonviolence. These aren't the terrorists. Now, maybe they may not think too fondly of the man, as it were, but they're not. And maybe they do some petty thefts, but they're not the violent criminal types. Yes, you know. But what's interesting is Dirty Harry, because he's such an off the beat cop, he can actually talk to them and maybe work out a deal. And he's like, well, I need to find out. I like this. What are you dealing in? Waiting for what? For all you white honkies to blow each other up so we can move right in. I'm sorry. It's funny. It's
Like the Jeffersons, right? Moving on up.
I guess so. Well, wasn't that kind of the point with George Jefferson? He had his own prejudices as well.
He did.
Just less
Yeah.
like Archie
yeah.
Bunker did. Yeah, I mean, it was,
It was just the opposite version.
Yeah.
You know?
I still think the Jeffersons is a good show.
Oh, sure.
Good Times, though, is my favorite.
Yeah, I enjoyed Good Times a lot.
Love Good Times.
I think my favorite 70s era show is Three's Company, though. John Ritter.
Oh, yeah. Happy Days.
Happy Days. Well, it's funny how Happy Days that's a throwback to the 1970s. It used to be back in the old days, you would get nostalgic stuff for 2 decades prior.
Right.
And it's like I think Quentin Tarantino in the 90s, and even like I said, Paul Thomas Anderson, who did Boogie Nights. There was some nostalgia there for the 70s, and like I said, I guess I'm still of that age group. I tend to find the 70s the most fascinating decade, not just for the United States, but also for what was going on in Europe as well. But
yeah. Well, 70s and 80s were the fun nostalgia decades for me.
The 80s, I'm not as nostalgic for. I was a child in the 80s, not a teenager, and there was some good stuff in the 80s, and there was also a lot of crap. I'm not going to say anything in particular. Cabbage Patch Kids, cough, cough.
Boomer's so bitter he never got one.
No, don't even go there. Don't even go there. And they were pushing those on everybody, including boys. And I'm like,
My buddy. My buddy
is different. And I'll explain why my buddy is different. I didn't have one. For a young boy, like a toddler, I kind of understood my buddy. It's like before you make your real friends, you have this doll friend. I sort of understood my buddy. I think after a certain age, it would have been weird, but I understand.
I will give you a My Buddy for Christmas. You can have a friend.
I don't want a My Buddy for Christmas. We're going to do a Child's Play rewatch this Halloween, maybe? Huh?
We were
actually, that has a pretty good score, actually. Child's Play. Anyway,
I don't really care for horror movies.
That's a good one, though. You might get a kick out of Child's Play. It's just because the villain in it is just it's a serial killer that also practiced black magic and stuck his soul inside a doll before he died of the cops. And it's just I'm sorry. And it's funny hearing his voice come out of the doll. This like My Buddy style doll. It's
Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif, yeah. Who played Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Now this kind of makes you. Here you go, though. You see, Harry's trying to work out a deal with them, and of course, here we have the more politically minded police force arresting these guys for a crime they didn't do. I mean, this is just because hey, Fitz, one of the guys that belonged with them. He had the weapon. Did you notice earlier, Tyndale, when she was banging the case, there was a stick of dynamite in there?
This SWAT team handles these rifles horribly. I'm just gonna have to throw that out there.
I don't know if that's being done on purpose here. It could either be Hollywood not knowing the correct handling, or it could just be they're trying to portray them as incompetent. Like I said, it's not the best Dirty Harry movie. It's still a good Dirty Harry movie. All right. Apparently, this was a plot that really happened. I don't know if they succeeded, but apparently one of these revolutionary type groups, I think they did try or maybe succeeded in kidnapping an official or the mayor of San Francisco or somewhere. It was based on a real event, or maybe it was foiled before it happened, but they did base it on something that really went on. '70s were a crazy time.
That guy's familiar. The mayor. I love it. The guy who plays the mayor was in the Towering Inferno playing a guy named Callahan.
That's funny. Was he also a police officer in that?
It just says Callahan.
Or a fire marshal or something? I don't know. Maybe he was the guy in charge of security at the building.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. They want to give the credit to the two detectives because they want to give the lady detective a credit on her first day of the job. She was able to bust up the. It also shows that they're not taking this thing all that seriously. Here's where we're seeing this. Okay, Callahan isn't treating her seriously as an inspector, but he is upfront about it and the reasons why. These people act like they do treat her seriously as an inspector, but they really don't.
Yeah.
This is about photo shoots and the image of the police department, but it's not. They're giving her credit for an arrest she didn't do. And she doesn't like that either. And, I think the idea is she respects Inspector Callahan, even if he doesn't necessarily, seeing her as an equal yet. But I think what she is trying to do is prove herself to him. And that's the whole point. And to be fair, I do think that was a lot of the point of feminism of this time. It was about women just trying to prove themselves to, the respected men in their choice of fields. I could be wrong, but that's what I always read about.
But yeah, I mean, you got it. Like you said about Callahan, he's upfront about it.
Yeah,
he's not,
and he's wrong.
He's not treating her like the way
She's
treating her is worse than him.
Yeah,
because they're giving her all this credit she hasn't earned. Well, he's waiting for her to earn the respect.
He's wrong on one level, whereas he, like I said, she needs experience, but that's all she needs. She has the chops for the job. Okay. Oh, he's furious here.
I do think he's got like some great lines in this scene.
Oh, it's
Here's a 7 points depository. It's like, what are you saying? Stick it in your ass. It's like, yeah.
180. Give me your star.
Yeah.
7 points depository, Captain.
Burn.
Nicest.
Burn.
Oh. Look at the face. And that guy was in the first movie. I guess his superior right there. He was in the first movie. He was the one saying, you're working with Gonzalez, so you're not working. Remember? You have to go down there and BS yourself. And did you like that? Like what he just said there? I'm not going to repeat that on air. Okay. It's just. Inspector
See,
Callahan.
if she was just like a flim flam person, she would have stayed for that
No,
combination and
she
thrown
wouldn't
him
be
under the
going
bus.
there. She'd be like,
Yeah.
well, I guess his reputation, whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
whatever. No, but she
She knew it was, you know, a politically driven thing.
women's intuition. I like these two here. They have a good rapport. I do. Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen her in the next one. I think that was a lost opportunity.
Well, anyways, yes. I think he doesn't technically have a partner in the next one, but I think the Mustafa guy was sort of the stand-in. The actor plays him. He shows up as a friend of Harry's who's on a different police force. I think. Yeah,
I mean, that actor gets around in these films.
he does. Well, I actually like the fact they have him playing different parts. You see him in different lights, and I think it works. I don't, yeah.
Eastwood's one of those guys. He likes the people, certain
He works
people
with,
around
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the guy that played the mayor in the first Dirty Harry. He shows up in Outlaw Josie Wales.
Yeah, well,
it's
so
like
does his partner. The partner that just died earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Outlaw Josie Wales as well?
Oh, that's right. Never thought of it that way. Big- .350 a good weapon, but I've seen 38s careen off windshields. Alphonse actually flirting with him a little bit too. Look at that. Have a few. He's not on the clock anymore. Let's go have a few beers.
Mm-hmm.
He's right though. For Harry, it's not about the ego. It's about getting the
Getting
the bad guys. Yeah, getting the bad
Right.
guys, getting the criminals. It's not about. You like that? Why I have a couple of beers? Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, they had apple juice. It's beautiful out there. I'll say this: the San Francisco in this looks a bit nicer than the one we saw in the first two movies. Maybe that's why it feels off. It doesn't seem so bad in this movie, right? Like it's actually cleaned up a little bit since the first two movies.
It's like they're in a different part of town or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's it looks like a pleasant place to live, whereas in the first one, it's like. Go fishing off the bridge. Come on, See what he said? Anyone who got stuck with you as a partner could do a lot worse. Hear that? That almost sounded like a compliment.
Yeah.
Right? Probably as close a compliment you're going to get from Dirty Harry, actually.
Someone at the game is wearing a Phillies cap. What the heck?
Maybe that's who they're playing against. There's always one in the crowd, right? I wonder what it was like to live in the 70s. I know you wouldn't have cared for it, right, Birdman? You could buy vinyl.
I do that now.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, but
Jiffy Pop.
everything was vinyl. I didn't have to wait a year and a half before it to show up.
Get Jiffy Pop, huh? Go down to the discotheque,
I didn't have the selection of vinyl that I have today either. So Ian and I were talking about this morning. It is a golden age for buying film music. You have so many options now. It's endless and boundless. It's just mind-boggling.
So have you found that Sugarland Express soundtrack?
I've got a copy of it.
What's the one that you can't get a hold of? Or is there one that's like, is it being released or something?
Well, Sugarland Express never had an official release. There are 2 import versions floating around of it. I've got one of those.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Ooh, that's a pretty sweet van, man.
With the flames on the side? Yeah.
Flames on the side. Makes it go faster.
Does it really?
No, I don't know.
Hello there, young lady. Raise the bridge.
Is that code for something?
Do you have the Taxi Driver soundtrack, Daniel?
I do. I have it. I'm disappointed. It's got talking in it. I hate it.
It's got what?
It's got talking in it.
Talking? Oh, I hate it when they do that. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That was Bernard Herrmann's last score.
He died after the last scoring session that night.
Yep. Do you own a lot of Herrmann scores?
I don't have as many as I should.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. I have a few of his. I have the North by Northwest. I could be wrong. I think my Taxi Driver doesn't have talking on it, but now I got to load it up and check it out again to see if I'm
So
mistaken.
like some taser thing?
That's a taser. I believe, I could be wrong. I think this might be the first time a taser was used in a movie. Was in this movie. Notice how the guy says that looks like something out of a James Bond movie, because I think the idea is audiences might have never seen, don't even know what a taser is, right? At this point in time.
True.
So what are they planning to do, Al? Have you figured it out yet?
We
Kidnap
kidnapped
the mayor?
the mayor. Just like in the 18, shoot the tires. And just blow up that truck with the rocket. Yeah.
Oh! That does some damage, don't it?
Ooh!
Yeah. It's a 70s movie that's pretty violent. Okay.
Yeah, I think in real life that would have been a lot more violent at that range, but
Oh, yeah, but, Oh, they used the taser on him. Have you ever been tased? You don't
You're
have to
asking
answer.
me?
Yes.
I mean, once on a Tinder date, things got kind of freaky. But
And she threw you out of the car and you said, I just peed my pants like an 8-legged freaks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not saying that. Don't tase a dude in his sweet spot, right? Come on.
I wouldn't tase anyone ever. That's just kind of.
I'm just saying in that movie, that's what she does. Okay, look, that's just, no offense. This is why I really hate these people, because he's just the guy operating the bridge. But no, we got to kill him, spread terror. I guess that's the point, because they're spreading terror, right? So get rid of the guy. And
I feel like they could have spread more throughout the film than what they have.
You think they're weak sauce villains? I can already tell this.
I do.
Okay.
I think that guy with the knife. I mean, he had like great potential, but it just didn't happen.
Here's what I don't get: if you're trying to, they got to ransom the mayor off. You got the mayor. There's your political statement. You could do something very bad to him, and in front of the city. But no, you got to collect the money first because you're greedy. People's Revolutionary Strike Force. What you gonna do with the money, huh? You're gonna use it for the cause? No, you're gonna spend it on BS. So why do they have demands? Oh, they have a tape of their demands. Maybe they're trying to get people released from prison. I didn't think about that. No, because there's a money exchange at the end. Yeah, so that's not what it is. I thought maybe they're trying to get people.
Oh, there's some kind of exchange at the end, Boomer, but I don't think it's money.
Well, we'll find. We'll get to that. Can't you be a little diplomatic, Harry? Maybe you'll get your job back. Your suspension will be cut. Come on. Mayor's family is loaded. They can afford it. Do you like his superior here, the mustache dude?
No.
Oh, your mouthwash ain't making it.
We need the scene of him sniffing his hand next, right? Blowing on his hand, sniffing it. You like that paddy wagon party?
They're not much of a party actually.
Yeah, this guy's in Sudden Impact also. Plus, he did an episode of the A-Team, The Incredible Hulk, Buck Rogers, and Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a couple of them just want the money.
Yeah, but the killer guy just wants the money. The other guys are actually politically motivated, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how it usually works? Yeah, this is where it gets kind of weird.
You don't like this scene at all, do you?
Big Al, you may not be old enough to see what's coming up, so you might want to just tune out for the next couple of minutes.
Oh, Dad!
I just say when a guy really loves an inflatable creature, and they want to express their love.
I love his name he gives himself. Bet you'd like to learn the love tussle. Well, gee, that sounds swell. But
He does not look right wearing a baseball cap.
that's the point. He's supposed to look like a doof here. All right.
Yeah.
$75. Of course, that includes. Keep in mind, this is $75 in 1976 money.
It's for a blow-up doll, though.
I don't know if the inflation had kicked in yet.
Inflation.
No, I don't think. I don't.
Blow ball.
32.
Yes.
75. You pay me first. Well, chip change for 100. We'll just add you a line of credit. We'll add it to your line of credit. You know, it's like
Can we get like a revolving tab going?
a revolving tab. Yeah, just here. Take. I'll pay for the next session too. Oh man, you've heard of a tackling dummy? Well, it's the same principle.
So $75 in 1976 would be today's equivalent of $390.38.
I'll send your teacher in. I don't know. You know, I'm not being all judgmental about this service they're offering. These are the brakes needs air. Oh, look at this. Oh,
So she's blowing on it.
So that's what they call a blowjob.
oh, he sticks his cigarette into it. Okay. Do you get to keep the blow up doll? You probably don't. You just get to use it for the time you're in there, right?
You know, like clean up with some peroxide or something, maybe.
No, I don't want to know what goes on here.
Peroxide, bleach, I don't know, something else they better.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what that guy was doing either. Who just walked out.
If only Sam Man was here, he could answer these difficult questions for us.
Look at that. What's going on here? Would you like to get? This is before you had chat. You would send a. My name is Ingrid. My roommate and I are from Denmark. I've come to California. Get into some movies.
Oh, this is like spam, pop-up spam of the 70s.
Do they actually send you the movie?
I feel the need to take another hot bath tonight.
Hey, you know what? You need a job, don't you? A job's a job,
I have
right?
a job.
Oh, I meant in the old ladies in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they're making a nice little paycheck there.
Hi, I'm going to bingo, honey, and they're going to this place to write those letters. Okay, I guess this is the syndicate. Okay. They always call it the syndicate. We know what they're referring to. You're just a maggot that sells dirty pictures. Oh.
For a second, I thought he hit the girl.
Came close. Is there a toilet? Yeah, there's a woman. Throw his head in. Oh, the plunger! No! No! You think this is more like a scene out of Any Which Way But Loose, right?
He does have that distinctive punch style, though.
I know. It's just
that jab.
probably how he actually punches
in
real life. You know, it's. I think I don't know if his dad was in the army, so he had to travel to new schools a lot. So he was always getting the scuffs because he was the new kid, right? You know.
So how do you think this is going to end, Big Al?
I really don't know. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that we haven't seen the last death in this film. But I'm sure somehow Harry will mete out justice of some sort at the end.
I have to say, I did not see Harry eat either a hot dog or a hamburger in this movie.
Does take communion though.
Well, it's the same priest.
Yeah,
See?
look at that. There'll be no salvation for thee. That priest really don't like him.
No.
Is he a bad guy or is he?
I'm thinking liberation theology. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Was that another bad word? That was a thing back then.
It still is, my friend. It still is.
No, they have killed people they didn't have to kill. They have to kill the old man. They didn't have to kill the guard at the bridge, unless they're trying to eliminate witnesses. But still, there's no call for that.
I used to have qualms about packing in a church, and then like an 80-something-year-old priest got his head chopped off in France by a madman with a butcher knife, and I'm like, you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay carrying that in church. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, that was awful. Close my eyes to this. Okay.
Was that the nun? Was she the one that killed the bridge guy?
The guy in the bridge. Yeah, the guy in the bridge. Yeah. She was disguised as a nun. Either she was disguised as a nun. I think she was disguised as a nun.
Yeah.
Was
she a real nun?
I don't know.
Because she said, look at her hands. She had painted nails.
Yes.
Nun's not going to have a fancy man.
Right. Exactly. If this was an Italian exploitation movie, the nun would have been the killer, probably. But I'm just saying. All right.
And see that the bad dude's finally showing back up in the film.
So they're at Alcatraz, right? Yeah, movies like this and movies like The Rock aren't so different.
Or Escape from Alcatraz for Clint. I think they end up on Alcatraz a lot.
Alcatraz is one of these, it's one of these, big American landmarks. Not a very hospitable looking place.
That was Dick Durick, wasn't it?
It might have been. I think I know the actor you're referring to. Yeah. I've seen him in stuff. Yeah.
He played Swamp Thing.
Oh, okay. Remember Swamp Thing? That's a good movie. Remember Dr. Arcane is in that, the villain. Look at that. That hose that was a good idea. Spraying the hose on him, right?
Very MacGyver of him.
Yes, very MacGyver of him. If you think about it, MacGyver and Dirty Harry aren't all that different. I'm making a joke there. I watched the reboot MacGyver series.
Why?
I don't know, and it had a really bad final season. That was one of these shows where they would start a plot thread and then they would abandon it and wrap it up in a very bad way. But I like the actor they got playing Murdoch on the new MacGyver. He's the one that played the Polka Dot Man in that in the Suicide Squad movie.
Oh yeah.
He's a good actor. I wish he would show up in more stuff. He's a good character actor.
It's like David Destin.
He has I can't quite pronounce his name. I don't know if it's an Eastern European name, but no, he's really good. I wish I'd seen him in more stuff, but. Now, Big Al, did you ever watch a television series called Lady Blue?
No.
It was a short-lived TV show, but it got a nickname as it was called Dirty Harriet. That's what they called the show because she acted a lot like Dirty Harry. It's an 80s show. It was actually a really good 80s cop show, but it only lasted a few episodes, unfortunately. But it had a red-haired actress in it playing her.
Well, now I've got to look it up.
Yeah. Maybe after the show.
I kind of like this track.
What track is this? I'll find out.
I like this better than the rooftop chase.
Let me see.
This actually has some drama behind it.
Let's see. Shooting Nun.
Oh, Jamie Rose. Yeah, I know. I know the actress.
Yes.
Lady Blue.
Track 10 is Alcatraz encounter. Marks the turning point for the score. Action and jeopardy become the order of the day as Harry and his eager to please partner arrive at the island to take fight to the terrorists, rocket launchers or not. Fielding keeps this jab vibe glued onto the score, but tense, agitated piano and strings build momentum. Furious percussion and staunch brass flurries keep us on our toes. Softer and beneath it all, and those alarms, cello passages become quite infectious. Okay. Yeah, no, that was her. She was on the Lady Blue, though. Yeah, she's a good actress. Danny Aiello was her partner or boss. You know, yeah. Here we go. Look. Okay, now I want you very slowly. Put down that weapon. Look at this.
Oh.
Done.
So she did.
She gave him a chance to turn himself over.
So it's just down to the knife guy, right?
Yep.
Did she fully load that gun?
She put a couple bullets in it. Maybe she didn't need to fully load it because she already had she only shot a couple shots.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh man.
Yeah, see, I was kind of liking her. I thought, yeah, bring her back in the sequel. Maybe they'll get married, have some little kids, you know.
Don't concern yourself, Harry. Oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
you don't like that, do you, Al?
she was a cool
Go-
character.
Go watch Cagney and Lacey. That's all I can tell you. Okay.
Matt's sorry, I saw a few of those.
Oh, okay.
Is she in Cagney and Lacey?
Yes.
Yeah, I
guess
forget
you gotta
which one she was.
Yeah. All right. So Harry's a little pissed now.
Which one was she in Cagney and Lacey?
Oh,
Oh, she was Lacey. Okay.
okay.
Whoa, he's going.
I asked you, how do you see this film ending now?
Well, there's the deputy mayor. You know, get the bad guy. Don't have to worry about it. Just wait for the separation.
I'm not coming for you. They're not there.
Oh.
And the mayor's right underneath all that too. He probably got some parts sprayed on him. I don't know.
He'll be okay.
That'll show you for killing my partner. Both my partners.
He not happy about that. Look at this. Letter of commendation.
He is so disconnected.
He not happy with the mayor right now.
Yeah.
He's angry about his partner getting killed. That's just, and she saved his life in the midst of doing it too.
Yeah, yeah.
She called out to him so he would not get shot, but then she ended up taking it. What's playing here? The typical Dirty Harry music at the end, or they probably just gave it something else, right?
It's a pretty somber ending.
It is. Look at this. They completely gave in to the demands. Did you see that?
Yep.
Tyne Daly, Harry Garden, Bradford Dillman, John Mitchum, Vern Brookwater. Okay. Yeah, kind of a somber ending, and I think, like I said, I would not have liked this as the last film in the series. This would not have sat well with me. But we get two more, and I think the Deadpool is a good send off to this series. Though it's tricky looking that movie up because you always get Deadpool instead of the Deadpool.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
What'd you think, Al?
I enjoyed it. I liked it. But you're right. They needed to
Flesh out the villains more.
Yeah, the villain needed to be like really like killing a lot of people.
I think they were running out of steam, so they were probably just
I mean, this is a short movie. This is an hour and 35-minute movie. If they'd added 20 more minutes of bad guy doing bad guy things.
Well, we could have had 20 more minutes of bad guy doing bad guys things and maybe skip the blow up doll shop, right?
Yeah.
That looked like something out of like it seemed like a cutscene from Any Which Way But Loose because it's just, I'm sorry. I was expecting the orangutan to pop in at any moment and start helping him or something.
Right turn, Clyde.
Yeah, I
Like
think
Clyde would be peeing on the guy stuck on the toilet that he has the plunger on. He would just start listening.
Okay, it's moving right along.
Okay, I'm just saying. You know what? Okay.
I think I like this movie more than the other two, but I think it's weaker than the other two, if that makes any sense.
It's fine. It's fine if you like this movie most of all. I'm not picking on Jace. I don't think it's a bad movie. I like Tyne Daly. I think she makes the movie in a lot of ways. I think she's
Yeah, that was an intriguing character killed sadly too soon. It would have been nice to see her in another one, like go through another one and then somehow get killed in that, maybe. But
also, what was the catchphrase in this movie? Is there a catchphrase in this movie?
Here's your 7-point suppository.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. I forgot. You're right. We'll count it.
yeah, that's a good one.
Sudden Impact, the Deadpool, and then that's it. Sudden Impact in 1983. 7 years before we get another one.
What's
I remember it being a big deal when it came out.
Oh no, it was. I mean, that's the one with this other key line besides Punk. It's the "Go ahead, make my day." That line was repeated all over the place.
Oh yeah, that was
Okay.
the big line.
Anyway, I don't know. You're gonna say something, Birdman?
I was thinking October was next Wednesday, but I don't think October is next Wednesday.
No, we got another day in September.
Okay.
Do you have a movie you wanting to do, or did you want to do something else that week, or?
Let's plan the 2-year anniversary watch of Raiders.
Want to do that next week?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get up with Zootopia. And I think we asked Chris P. if he wanted to come on for that too.
Sure thing.
And Big Al, do you want to be on Raiders?
I'd love to be on Raiders.
All right.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if I told you, Boomer, but I now have the professional level StreamYard package.
How many people can you have on?
12, I think.
How many
All
do
right.
you have on with the free version? Like 6?
4, 6, I think. Yeah.
No,
Cool.
I'm gonna say more than 4 because
Yeah, 6. 6, I think, was the limit.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should have asked Retro Reels if he's a big fan of Dirty Harry. Maybe I asked him last time.
I think he is. Yeah, and then we'll start Halloween with. Let's do Mephisto Waltz first.
Okay, sounds good.
And then we got, is it Ride with the Devil or Race with
Race
the
the Devil.
Race
Race with the
Devil? Race
Devil.
the Devil. Okay.
Race with the Devil, 1975.
Yes.
And then we got Psycho 2, right?
I thought you'd like Psycho 2 because it's a Jerry Goldsmith score.
Yeah, well, that's what you wanted, right? Psycho 2.
I saw that in the theater when it came out.
Yeah, Psycho 2, and it has what do you call it? I actually think it's a decent sequel to Psycho, but you don't have to treat it as canon if you don't want to. You can treat it as a what if story.
Right.
All right, maybe apocrypha, and that's how I look at it. But I still think it's pretty good in its own right and underrated. I'll say that. Okay.
Then we'll probably need to pick out another Halloween movie.
Well, I'll have to think about that, or unless you have I have one you want to do or something, or we can think about it. All right. I don't know. I know there's Poltergeist. I mentioned that one at one point.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's what we need to do.
Okay. Poltergeist. It's another Goldsmith score. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Almost a Jerry Goldsmith Halloween.
All righty.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for dropping by tonight for watching The Enforcer. Hope you enjoyed it. Big Al, you got anything coming up on your channel this week?
I have Films with Friends on Saturday night. I'm hoping Boomer is going to be able to make this one. We're going to be watching
On Saturday night.
Fast
Yeah, yeah, I should be able to make it. Yeah, yeah.
Times. Awesome. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh,
Sex
that's
Comedy September continues on.
All right.
BL.
And Boomer, what about you? What you got coming up?
I'll be on stream with Troy on Friday. It's the We Grow Together stream, and then we're going to be on Sunday. It's going to be I'll be on with Al and Troy and Netter Friday for Saturday for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Then Sunday Geeky Geezers, where I think I'm going to finally talk about the Avatar sequel because I've not really talked about that news. And are people hyped for it? Are you hyped for it? Huh?
I'm not at all.
Okay.
What about new
Okay. Just
new Andor series just premiered today.
Have you watched it, Al?
I have watched the first 3 episodes. Yes, it's
okay.
freaking awesome.
Okay. I was never
I
a big
hear
Rogue.
it's the most adult of the Star Wars shows.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is.
Is there okay?
I'm glad they put out the 3. I think the having these 3 at the same time were a good choice to do for a first time for the first day because it leads up to the big thing at the end of episode 3.
Okay. Is it a slow burn? Those first 3 episodes?
It's getting to know him and his little bit of his backstory.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Some flashbacks because they do flashbacks on the TV shows.
Okay.
And the main story takes place 5 years before the Battle of Yavin.
All right.
BBY.
Yeah.
I have the Batman show coming up on Monday. The second episode of
Score Talk should drop next week. And then we'll be back with Raiders of the Lost Ark next Wednesday, 2-year anniversary of Boomer and I doing this.
Awesome. When do you want
I've heard of that.
That one good score, bad film rewatch kind of deal? Thought about it.
Yeah, Big Al and I are going to start a new series called Bad Film, Good Score.
Okay.
I think we're gonna do Howard Duck for the first one.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I got
sometime next month. That's the best I got right now. Sometime next month.
There's half a good movie there.
I enjoyed it when I saw it in 6th grade.
The first half I think is fine. I actually think as a stupid 80s comedy, I enjoy it. And then they get into the weird science fiction stuff, which I think it's okay. Now I'm out of it. All right. I don't know. It's just, I'll bite my tongue. Okay.
As always, it's been fun. Adopt, don't shop. Keep listening to great film music. And we will see all of y'all soon on our respective channels. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.